Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning. It's June 15th. Happy Father's Day to the fathers. I'm Rachel. I'm gardening for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. It's 77 degrees right now, and it's going to get up to 88 degrees. It's going to be hot. Ugh. And it's been hard for me to do anything outside other than chase butterflies, but I've had some adventures this week. Oh my goodness. Squirrels eating my sunflowers, eastern black swallowtails laying eggs on the fennel, and I got to video it, and several different types of butterflies doing their little cute little mating, flying around, and other adventures. So come along with me. I bought some potting soil. I used Miracle Grow potting soil yesterday, and I came out here to pot up some salvia, but I was like, before I need to do that, I need to pull out the lobelia, which I did, and then I started bringing other things kind of forward in the front right here, and I didn't really finish anything. I cut back the lemon balm, and I got too hot and I had to go inside. So but look at all this pink. I don't know if I've even said anything about it. This is finally the thing that I was wanting, and I've got another round of Desdemona roses. Isn't that amazing? I keep saying I've got to repot this, and I really do. And I'm hoping that I will have the wherewithal to do it this week. Yeah, because a lot of things, I need to rearrange stuff. This is time for second garden. Things are getting, they've gotten out of control, and they're overgrown. They're just looking kind of gooey. I've started to clear this. You can see right here, oh, this poor thing. I don't know what happened to it. I'm gonna trim it back and see if I can save it. Things are starting to look overgrown. Well, I mean, they have looked overgrown for a while, but really just kind of ratty now. I'm going to rearrange this like area right here and bring my dahlias in and put them there because I've got them blooming. I'm going to show them to you. This is how easily coleus grows from a cutting. I threw this little piece that I had just trimmed from somewhere. I just tossed it over here, and now if I wanted to, I could cut that right there. I could dig this up, and I could have this right here. I'd have 2 coleus plants. I bet this dahlia will be open by this afternoon. I'm so thankful for the pink on this one. I'm going to move this dahlia and then this little sunshine dahlia that just recently opened into that border. Here's a new dahlia that just opened up. It's purpley. Oh, isn't that pretty? This one I grew from seed. I mean, all the dahlias that I have, except for the one that's in the ground, I grew from seed. So that one's going to go in the border too. This is a shocking little treat. I think that these are Purple Majesty millet. I had some seedling trays that I just needed to dump them out, and I dumped them here, and then the seeds sprouted over here in this group. Is that not crazy? I'm gonna see if maybe I can dig some up and pot them up and have like a second round of the Purple Majesty millet. Rose campion just looks gooey and yucky. Yeah, it's wild. I have roses in the middle of June. This is Queen of Sweden. And Gentle Hermione. And then right here, Gertrude Jekyll. I need to come out here and cut off the spent zinnia blooms and save the seeds. I've got a bunch to do. I just came across an interesting one right here. Look at this. Orange on the outside and pink on the inside. What about that? That is neat. You never know what you're gonna get. Zinnias are like a box of chocolates, y'all. So fun. They just punctuate the garden with their little pops of brightness. Oh yeah, here's another interesting one. This one, okay, so you can see this one's pink, and that one has got like a pale, it looks more pink on this video, but to me it looks like a pale, not purple, but violet. I love how God is just endlessly creative. Everything is different. Everything is special. So much variety. This Desdemona has just been giving and giving and giving. The color is so beautiful. Love pixies, love butterflies. Remember when I said I was gonna wait until my seeds were ripe? Well, look what this naughty squirrel is doing. This naughty squirrel is eating my sunflowers. You are naughty. You are naughty. Ugh. Ugh, they probably don't even taste good yet. There's the damage to that one right there. About 5 years ago, I grew some giant sunflowers out front, in the front of my house in containers. And I went out there one day to look at my flower that I was so proud of, and it wasn't there. And I noticed that it was in the middle of the road. And as I watched, I saw it hopping up and down. And what had happened is a squirrel had chewed it off. This was a huge sunflower. I'm talking about, it was like 6 inches in diameter, massive. And this squirrel had chewed it off the stalk and was hopping across the road with it, dragging it to somewhere safer to eat. I wish I had a video of that, because that was pretty funny. Oh, look at how pretty that one is. Here's one eye level. Squirrels do love them some sunflowers, y'all. I guess squirrels are people too. Here's one of the dahlias that's opened up that I grew from seed. The seed was sent to me by my sister. She got it from somebody who was growing floret dahlias. It's June 11th and my Desdemona rose is blooming, and it also is in bud. Got a bunch of buds on it. This dahlia has been living in the ground for, I think this is its 3rd year now. I planted it in the ground. I had an extra one and it hasn't been dug up. More butterfly mating happening. This is the Love Shack. A new dahlia bloom this morning from seed, floret seed. This is a different one, and the one that I grew from floret seed, and I think it's very lovely. I love how it looks like the sun is shining in the middle of it. This one's got a bunch of blooms on it. I have it in a little bucket. This is also a dahlia that I planted from seed, the floret seeds that my sister gave me. And I'm enjoying it right now before it even blooms, because it's got these dark stems. So I have no idea what the color of the flower is going to be. It's a mystery, and it's an exciting present that will open soon. We've gotten several days with rain, and I'm just so thankful, because everything is appreciating having real rain, real deep watering. It's June 12th, and I have buds on my Mrs. B. Arcant. Still June 12th, and I have buds on my Sweet Spirit Rose. Right here, about to open up. One of them was chomped the other day. This one's looking pretty perfect though. On June 12th, and this is my Gertrude Jekyll, one of my Gertrude Jekyls, and she's been blooming and she's got more buds on her. I had this gentle Hermione at the back of the flower bed that was in front of the rose arbor, and it got all spindly and yellow and sad. So I moved it out, brought it over here. I cut it back to like probably a half of what it was. I mean, I cut it back hard, and it's re-leafed and it's got buds all over it. And this is June 12th. My Queen of Sweden rose grew really tall, just out of control. I cut it back. I don't know how far. Look, it's still like 5 feet tall right now. But look, it's got buds on it now, here and there. It is going to be blooming again shortly. I just got to show you the massive amazingness of this zinnia. Isn't it beautiful? The variegation of the colors from the pink to the dark, and just the poofiness of it. Look how large it is. What is that, 4 inches wide? Oh, I'm saving this for seed. Yes, ma'am. I got to give you an update on the Fragrant Delight heliotrope. I'm showing you the heliotrope from the back because it's been in the border, and it's just flowered and flowered and flowered. Now it looks like it needs to be cut back, and it looks like it will just grow back better. I need to pull it out and give it more space. But this has been an incredible plant that I really have enjoyed. I mean, just like I had no idea how great it was going to be. I bought 2 of those heliotropes, and look at it. Look at how gorgeous it is. And I have not trimmed it. I have not even treated it right. It's been crammed in here, but it still looks gorgeous. It's got a couple of gross leaves on it. I'll zoom in. See there? It needs to be trimmed. It needs some attention, but that has been a phenomenal plant. Here's something else that's been phenomenal. This is wishbone flower. It's like a trailing one. We got it last year, and I thought it was going to be an annual, and it got overgrown. I cut it back. It grew back. Then it got overgrown. I cut it back, and I overwintered it, and it came back, and it's just as lovely as it was last year. I'm enjoying this spot right here. This is that butter daisy, and then I can never remember the name of this right here. I'm sorry, but it is a really neat plant that's easy to grow from cuttings. My friend Anne Marie gave it to me as a cutting. It looks so lovely in this area. The Artemisia has gotten out of control, huge. This is Artemisia. This is my one good looking Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and this is the one that came from a little piece of another one that I had in a pot that I potted up, and it looks really great and fresh. I think this one is a Diamond Snow Euphorbia. It's got a different just way it blooms, and it hasn't really looked great all year, but now that it's being supported by everything else, it looks a lot better. Last year I wanted a ton more of Gomphrena, and now I've got it, and I am loving it. It looks like a bunch of pink lollipops. I've got to show you the difference of 2 things, one that I want and one that I do not want anymore. And the reason why is because it shows up in my containers. But this is trailing Ruellia, and it's got a purple flower on it, and it kind of, if it was in a pot, it would have trailed over and flopped over, and that's how I even have this, because it started growing in the ground from a pot that had sat here. It had escaped the container. But this is wild petunia, and while it is very beautiful, and if it wasn't so aggressive, I would love it too, but I keep finding it growing in all my pots, in my containers, and it's got an extremely vigorous rooting system, and it's really hard to remove. I don't like it anymore, and I'm ripping it out whenever I find it. Another comparison of the trailing Ruellia to the wild petunia. Trailing Ruellia has fuzzy stems. Do you see that? And the wild petunia does not. They're just kind of naked. I don't want to leave out mention of the darling frog fruit. It's right here. That is a native, and it's also a larval host plant. And it is darling with these darling little white flowers every time I have it blooming. It just makes it look like a fairyland. I love it. in this next clip, I point at this gomphrena and I call it amaranth. And actually it is true. Globe amaranth is another name for this gomphrena. So I don't want to reshoot that video, but I just wanted to let you know that in my mind I was thinking gomphrena, but what I said was amaranth, and both were correct. This is a view right here that I am enjoying so much, and I don't really land on it and talk about it much, but I moved a calibrachoa right there. So I've got calibrachoa and frog fruit right here, and then amaranth and licorice plant in the center. This is Thai basil that's gone over. I gotta save it for seed. There's some golden hyssop. There's some vinca right there. Diamond frost euphorbia there. That silver thing right there, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll have to find out in a minute. I've got some bubblegum petunias in there, zinnias, and then more gomphrena back here, that unplugged salvia there, cleome in the back, then this purple majesty millet right there, and that's wicked witch coleus. I just love the way right here at this spot it's doing really great, because it's like low, medium, somewhat more medium, tall. That is like an effect that I've really wanted to achieve for a while, and here it is. So I'm really appreciating it. I can only see it from, I'm standing under the rose arbor right now. But, oh, and then I like this Everillo carex right here that you can see, because I trimmed back the salvia, and that is fun. I'm gonna show you how the salvia is doing since I cut it back, and also tell you about this Everillo carex right here. This, I bought one plant, probably, you know, it might have been about 5 years ago. I bought one to go in the front of a container to just kind of spill over. And then it just kind of got out of control. I trimmed it back, and then I divided it and put it in some pots, and then later I divided those. And I've had them in pots for a year or two, and then I divided them and I planted them kind of lining this little path right here, and they get overgrown with the salvia, and you can't see them for much of the time, and then when they get cut back, there they are again, and they've just been so happy there. They haven't gotten dug up by armadillos, a very big surprise. But look at the salvia, it's doing great, it's coming back. Now it acted a little shriveled and sad because some of the leaves that hadn't gotten full sun did get scorched after the trimming, but y'all, it's gonna be flowering soon again. This fall, I'm gonna give this carex a trim, like a haircut, pull it all up, hold it up, clip it back, and then I'm gonna divide them. I have something that's called marsh parsley growing as a weed in my garden, and I leave it every time I see it because I know that it will be used as a larval host plant for eastern black swallowtails. Do you see that wasp right there? He's hunting for food, and he's actually looking at this marsh parsley. He's checking it for caterpillars to eat, and there are caterpillars on it. There are eastern black caterpillars on it. I happened to be looking out the window the other day, and I saw an eastern black swallowtail laying eggs on it. Now there are eastern black swallowtail caterpillars on it, and you can see how tiny it is right now. Look at that. See? That is an eastern black swallowtail caterpillar. I'm raising so many eastern black swallowtail caterpillars right now. I can't collect all of them, and I can't get these. I'm gonna have to leave these to their own devices and hope that they can evade wasps and everything else that might want to get them. It's June 12th, and this, since we've had really good rains for the past couple of days, this might be the best this garden is ever gonna look. This is probably the height of its glory right now. So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as possible. I hope all the butterflies will take as much enjoyment out of it as they can. It's just so fun having the zinnias just popping up all over. This is from me throwing out seed in the spring of zinnias that I had collected, just a pile of zinnia seeds, and I just let them dry, and I took them by the handful, and sprinkling them out here along this butterfly flyway. I'm checking my spice bush for spice bush swallowtail caterpillars and eggs. And see this telltale hole right here in the leaf? What I do is I just look under. I have to be very careful. And it looks like, see this little black dots? You know, sometimes when you see little black dots, that means that that's poop. But I don't see any caterpillars or eggs. I just saw this butterfly come flying up the road. I'm like, where have you been? Like, where did you go? This is where it's at. Don't leave. Oh, and it left. It didn't even stop. Huh. It might be looking for girl butterflies, you know, and if there are no girl butterflies, then what's the point of hanging around here? Another close-up of the zinnia as it has aged. See the pink and then the orange? That is so pretty. This thing is massive. It's as big as my hand. My friend Anne-Marie gave me this caladium, and I love it with the spider plant. Doesn't that just look so pretty together? This is a shady kind of little garden in the corner of the house with the spider plants and the ferns and some coleus. They get a little bit of sun. These spider plants right here, I had transplanted from the garden that I had put down either side of the path last year, and they just weren't gonna make it. And I'm so glad they came back from the freeze. I didn't know the name of this fern. I just looked it up and they call it silver lace fern. Isn't it pretty? I bought one or two quite a long time ago. They easily self-seed. I had this one in a pot and it didn't do very well. And so I planted back here in the little area. And I had some ferns here before. These have just grown themselves here. It's not an aggressive fern. This one is. I don't like this one. I'm gonna pull this one out. I don't like it at all. But this one I really like just because of the variegation of the leaves, and it's beautiful and it's easy to grow. Now see this wasp right here? I'm thinking that this wasp is looking for caterpillars. Looking for eastern black swallowtail caterpillars. I'm not sure. It could be a different kind of wasp. But I just know that wasps do eat caterpillars. And here is a teeny tiny eastern black swallowtail caterpillar. And there's an egg. I don't know if I'll be allowed to zoom in, but there are eggs on this also. So right now I am just covered up with eastern black swallowtail caterpillars and eggs. Those creamy things are eastern black swallowtail eggs, and I don't know if this time of year makes a difference. This is June 12th, so maybe around mid-June is when they lay the most eggs. The raspberry ripple zinnia just gives and gives and gives. Isn't it lovely? I gotta save so much seed from this. It is such a joy to look out here at almost any time of the day and see butterflies flitting around. There aren't clouds of them, but there are random butterflies coming through all day long. What a joy. What a just blessing. A blessing from God, a blessing of butterflies. I really wish that that everyone could enjoy butterflies. They're so beautiful and special and inspiring. I mean, it's amazing that they go from an ugly caterpillar to beautiful flying creatures. Oh, guess what? That is an eastern black swallowtail. I think I scared off the swallowtail. But wow, y'all, I am so thankful for all this beautiful, beautiful growth and beautiful sunshine. Collecting seeds from this salvia is going to be as simple as breaking off these pieces that have all the brown on them and just taking them and saving them and letting them dry. I've cleaned up the plant. It's going to bloom some more. I've got a handful of fresh seed to use for later. Something else I should have noted, the creeping Jenny. Isn't it fun? Creeping and creeping and just brightening up this pathway, turning it into a sunshine pathway any time of the day. Finally, I'm getting to capture it. Eastern black swallowtail laying eggs on fennel. I'm so thankful. I don't think I've ever gotten to witness this and see it. This is such a thrill. I don't want to scare it off. Come back. Yeah, she's laying eggs. I'm standing about 10 feet from her because I don't want to scare her off. Quality isn't very good because I'm so far away. She's very flighty. Girl, lay those eggs. Yes. Yeah, you see how she's curling her little butt up there and then depositing the egg. Dang, look at this. She put 4 all on the tip of this one. Oh, no. There's like 6 on the tip of this one right here. Oh, I have got like a bunch of eastern black swallowtails. I think I've got 3 of them just kind of flitting around right here in the garden right now at this moment. It's like a convention. The silver thing growing right there is silver germander. Here's another example of the silver germander. It had grown up to 6 feet tall last year. I cut it back and it's fluffed out. I'm really liking it. It did flower at one point and I missed it. I kept meaning to come out here and showing you what it looked like. It was just kind of like pale whitish kind of flowers. They weren't really showy or anything. The leaves, the foliage is what you want. Last year, this is the space where I had a Tithonia forest, which is Mexican sunflowers. It's an orange flower. They were so tall, like 10 feet tall. They were filling up this whole space all the way up to here. It wasn't the color that I wanted to be growing in the backyard, but I have one growing right here. It looks like it's about to flower. It just randomly fell in this pot and grew from seed. I went and spoke at the Ono Island Ladies Garden Club. They were so kind and it was so much fun. I got to tell them about gardening for butterflies and about raising butterflies, and they were so kind. They gave me this butterfly bush right here. I hope I can keep it alive. I'm thinking about planting it in the ground and seeing if I can manage it. I think I'm going to put it right here. I hope it'll get enough sun and enough water and really thrive. The eastern black swallowtail caterpillars on the root are getting bigger. Those black specks that are round are eggs that are about to emerge, and then the black specks that are elongated are caterpillars. They're very tiny that recently came out of the eggs. You can barely make out that the eastern black swallowtail caterpillar, that's that black thing, has got a little white dot in the center of it. I have a bunch in this other container that have gotten larger too. So I am covered up with eastern black swallowtail caterpillars. I'm struggling to get a good non-grainy shot of them. But as they grow larger, they're still black with white dots in the center of them. Another couple of instars and they won't look anything like this at all. I've never really known the name of this shrub. I just took a picture of it and showed it to Google, and it said it's called golden thryallis or thryallis. It is a little shrub that I bought probably another like 5 years ago, and I had it in a container. It dropped seeds, and this one grew from right here. They're really, really easy to grow from seeds. So I have it growing here, and then somewhere over there, and then it's growing right here, because it was in a pot like right there, and it dropped seeds. So I have yanked a bunch of them out, but they have those yellow flowers on them that butterflies and bees really love because they're so small and just very, very pretty. Oh, that's an interesting looking something. You see that? Ooh, neat. Anyway, I have them growing easily everywhere. I've been waiting so long for this coneflower to finally bloom. Now it is, and it's looking lovely. And so I'm enjoying these colors all together. So we've got pink zinnias, we've got the pink coneflower, you've got the yellow of the golden thryallis or whatever you say, and then the golden of the butter daisy right there. That is a bunch of fun. Gorgeous lace cap hydrangea that I grew from cuttings, from some in the front, and this is just a reminder for me that they are beautiful sometimes because they are ugly for so much of the year. I used to have a big lemon tree right here, and I planted them kind of in a circle around it, hoped that they would have shade from it, but now they're standing out here alone. But aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. Love it. Ooh, gross. Like, what is happening here? What are those things? This is my elderberry. I cannot tell. Is that what I think it is? I don't know. I can never remember what the name of this purple flower is. It might be meadow beauty, but see, the aquatic milkweed and the meadow beauty are blooming together in the bog garden. And meadow beauty looks really cool before it blooms too, as a bud. Look at that, lovely. This mallow is blooming too. I don't remember the name of it, maybe swamp mallow. But every time I see this bloom, I have to remind people that okra is related to mallows. Is that not cool? I just went and got a couple of bags of potting soil so I could pot these up. These are plants that I started from seed for my mother-in-law. They're the pink salvia, the dark pink salvia. another new dahlia that is from seed. It's lemon yellow. Sweet Spirit Rose blooming on June 14th. A lovely Sweet Spirit bloom, bud, and look how green she is. So green. Y'all, I hope y'all have been having a blessing of butterflies, because I have. I've been seeing more butterflies on the regular than I ever have. It's been so incredible, and I'm just so thankful to God that He has made butterflies to just bring us joy. They're joy bringers. They're artworks that fly. So y'all, I hope y'all are having a great day and a great Father's Day. God bless y'all, and I will talk to you later. Y'all, let's play outside. Talk to you soon. Bye.